home service, you are the sexiest people in the room. Really tighten up all your SOPs. I would tighten up your systems. I would tighten up things. I would make sure I'm profitable. And that's what I would do, because home service is the right place to be right now.
What's up, guys? We are here at Warplan Studios in Denton, Texas, and we're about to start the Reach Breakthrough event. So there's 16 people out there who bought a ticket, flew out here, and came to learn how to scale their window cleaning businesses. So I'm super excited. I'm gonna be teaching service plans. I'm gonna be teaching how I grew and scaled my business as quickly as I did, and I'm just so excited to pour into them.
On behalf of Ryan and Brittany, welcome to Reach Breakthrough. Are you guys ready for a breakthrough this week?
Absolutely.
Okay.
These two people, they build very different businesses. So Bucket Bob, he starts every month at zero. He's gonna compete on price. If anybody ever asks him to come down on his price, he's probably gonna do it. He does not understand the value of his time. He probably only gets referrals. He probably doesn't do any marketing. And then at the end of the month, every single month, he never has any money left over. How many of you are still, raise your hand, are still like in the field doing the labor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're about an hour in. I got my nice little producer chair here, and it's been good so far. One thing that's super like alarming to me, or like cool, I guess, is that like I went around and I talked to all the people, or I had them share like where their current revenue is, where their goal is, and then like what their biggest struggles are, or like the biggest bottlenecks or things like holding them back. And it was just so interesting to me because they're all saying the same things. Like they're all at maybe 5 to 20K per month. And the problems that they have are the exact same problems that I had when I was at 5 or 20K per month. So it's really cool to me that like 4 or 5 of the things that were brought up are things that I already have prepared in my slideshow, and I'm just gonna teach it. So like one guy just shared how he's like really struggling with recurring revenue and he'd love to like learn how to do that. And I was like, well, I've got it all prepared. I'm just gonna teach you exactly how to do that and teach you exactly how we've sold over 400K in annual recurring revenue in like the last 18 or so months. So I'm super excited to do that for him because I'm just gonna break down, I'm gonna give away everything of how we're doing it. And then he's gonna actually be able to go home and apply it into his business. Multiple other things where they started to talk about how they struggle with like marketing levers or just different things in their business. And it's so cool how much of it I already have prepared to teach them. So I'm super excited to teach it to them and like see the light turn on for them and help them get that breakthrough.
Something I'm doing is trying to like, when I get on the job, just trying to work like as hard as I can and thinking that'll just get me like moving faster, just to be like on site versus trying to delegate tasks. Too scared of that right now.
And so as the revenue's coming in, like, do I just get a warehouse and another truck and have him, like run that, or do I give him my truck and just buy a small car to use for myself? Do I just get, so just kind of those beliefs, those uncertainties of just kind of what the next step should be.
If I magically gave you an extra 10 hours per week, what would you spend your time doing? You guys have probably seen this over and over, and I've been guilty of this as well, that if I just like start my day and I'm just gonna do whatever the business asks of me, like you can't ever find any extra time. But if you design it, you time block, you put the important things in and then make sure it gets done, that's how you have ultimate freedom. Slider, this is an exercise that's been helpful for me and that we're gonna go through a little bit of the workbook. But it's basically looking at all of the tasks that we do in a day and seeing how many of them can be eliminated, how many of them can be automated through AI and technology, how many of them can be delegated to our team members, or elevated, meaning like it's something that we're gonna spend more of our time on because it's important. we just talked about quantum leverage, which in simple terms is just time management. So just like learning how to take the time that we have and make the best use of it. So this is one of my favorite things to teach people as I go through my whole, like how I plan my weeks, how I plan my days, and how I've used my time management to grow and become successful rather quickly. I think it was received really well. Last time we did this event, I taught all kinds of things. Like we had like 4 or 5 main topics, and by far it was the thing that people like took the most out of or said that they were going to change like immediately because it's something they can just implement. So I think it went really well. I just got good feedback from one person that they're like so excited to start their time blocking. That's always kind of hard to tell though when you're at an event before like it's over, before people come up and talk to you personally, kind of how they're receiving it. But I think it went really well, and definitely one of my favorite things to teach people.
And hearing you guys say, you know, you're making 10, 15K a month, your target is to double, triple that. You want to make 100K, 30K. It's just really motivating because I don't, like for me, when I started this, I didn't think that was possible. I thought maybe this was something that was just going to be like a side thing, just extra cash, 5K maybe at most. But hearing you guys say you're getting these numbers and you started where I was at, it just shows me that there's huge potential in this if you have, you know, the drive to continue. So I really appreciate you guys sharing that.
So I've seen this in my own business over and over. We kind of had, so 5 years ago or so, it wasn't normal to have service plans inside of window cleaning. So a lot of you who are just getting into it, like it makes sense. It's like, duh, we should do service plans. But I could be wrong, but I don't think anybody was doing it 5 or 6 years ago. Which is dumb, right? Because like pest control companies kill it with their service plans, and that's like the whole pest control model, and a lot of home services do. But back then it wasn't really talked about. So early on, like what this looked like for us is we just got really good at our text blasts, emails, phone calls. We got good at rebooking, but that's a lot more difficult to do than just selling service plans and just getting people on the schedule. I used to always think like, hey, I don't ever have money to grow, but once I started to figure out how to get more lifetime value out of my customers, it allowed me to have the money that I needed to grow and continue to get new customers as well. So when I was a bucket Bob, I didn't need more resources, I needed more resourcefulness. But we basically sell our quarterly cleaning as your windows are never gonna be dirty again. We're gonna come clean them quarterly at 15% off. We're gonna come once a year and do your track cleaning for free. And if it rains between your services, no worries, we'll come and touch them up for free if you just let us know. So I just went over my whole service plan structure. So exactly what our offer looks like, how we've taught our technicians to sell it, how we incentivize our technicians to sell it so that it actually works. And the feedback was awesome. Like had tons of good questions. It's one of my favorite things to teach people because it, like having predictable annual recurring revenue just makes everything easier. Makes decision-making easier. It makes it easier to like spend money on marketing. We can start to spend more money to acquire a customer because our customers are worth more, which allows us to just outspend our competitors. And 5 years ago, like to my knowledge, no window cleaning companies were really doing service plans, at least not at scale. It's become a lot more common over the last few years. So it's one of the things that people come to me the most for help with. And it's really cool to see like the light bulbs here start to turn on and these people are just loving this. When we started, I still have a notebook of this. I wrote down a goal that over the next 10 years, I wanted to build to $1 million business. And then we did it in 3, and then I was like, okay, well, what's next? And then, so it happened faster than I thought it would. And a lot of that had to do with like what we've been talking about, just like I was able to buy speed from people who had done it and get there faster. I started the whole coaching business with Josh's help and through Warplan, and I did not expect it to turn into what it is today, which is also a 7-figure business now. And it's kind of put me in a spot where I don't really know what's next for me. And I should probably figure that out. I'm working on it. But I don't know if we want to grow reach to a certain EBITDA and sell it and then just live off of the coaching, because it's something I really enjoy doing, like being able to take people who are stuck and help them get unstuck and like literally change their lives. Like it brings me so much joy and like passion. But because of those reasons, I don't really know what's next. So sorry, I don't have a good answer for you, but I'm working on that. I'm working on figuring that out. Man, it's been a great day. It's been a long day though. We're totally exhausted over here. We probably only got like 4 or 5 hours of sleep last night because we got in late, and but it's been super good. So we just wrapped up Q&A. I've been really excited for my wife to do Q&A with me because we didn't do this at the last event, and I think a lot of times people just have questions that they want answered, and so it was super valuable. We went for almost an hour, and there was like almost as many questions for Brittany as there was for me, which was pretty cool, of like, you know, men here who want to be a little bit better for their wives and maybe be a better like entrepreneur spouse, and like asking her perspective. So she was able to answer a lot of questions. I was able to answer a lot of questions about service plans and time management and like the things I've done to scale my business. So I feel like day one went really well overall. I'm super tired. I'm honestly ready to go to bed, but tomorrow's gonna be awesome. So stay tuned for day 2 and we'll see what happens there.